Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how I put together this card. This is a graduation card for my grandson who is graduated in June already. It's July already, so he's already graduated, but we haven't had a party or anything yet for him yet. So this is the card I chose to give him. I made this for him. So hopefully this video isn't going to be too long and that you'll stick with me, because look at this card. It is a pop-up card. Look at that. I'm going to show you the measurements for this card and how I made it. And this is a little pocket right here for a gift card, if you want to put a gift card in there, or money. Okay, so I hope you stick around. If you want to learn how to make this card, it's not that hard, just a few little measurements, but just stick around. I'll be right back. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take this piece of cardstock, and this is going to be our card base, and it measures 4 1/4 by 10 inches, and I'm going to be scoring it using my Simply Scored scoring tool. Okay, now I need this to be I need to score it on the long side at 4 1/8 of an inch, okay, and then 4 1/4 of an inch, and then again at 4 3/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to move it over here to 8 3/8 of an inch, okay. And so this part here is going to be where we put, oops, got some goober on here. This part here is where we're going to be putting our little pocket for our gift card. Okay, so I'm going to put this away just for a second here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and very nicely and crease this really nice, okay, on both sides of this score line here, and also the middle one. I can get to the middle one here, which is going to be a little tricky. Actually, I don't actually have to score that middle score line. I'm going to leave it alone just like it is, because it's kind of hard to score that one. So the next thing I'm going to do is work on the mechanism on the inside of this card. So I have 2 pieces of cardstock. This is just regular basic white cardstock, and each of these pieces measure 2 1/4 by 7 1/2. So the first one, this is where I'm going to be putting all my decorations on. I'm just going to fold it in half. And I'm going to fold it in half this way too. Okay. And so you're going to have this little like W shape here, okay, Mountain Valley fold, and I'm going to put that aside until I get ready to decorate it. Now this part right here is going to be the mechanism that helps you open it up and helps it pop up. And so I'm also going to fold this in half like this way, and I'm going to also fold it in half like this on the long ways. Now you could you know, score that line and fold it, but I find that sometimes I'm off. Either I'm off because I've cut this paper wrong, but one side always seems to turn out a little bit longer than the other, and so if I just do it like this, it's pretty even. Okay, so now I've got these 2 pieces folded this way and folded this way completely in half. I'm going to be bringing in my Simply Scored scoring tool. I'm only going to be using this for making notches. So I need a little notch at the 2 5/8 inch mark. Okay, and I'm going to flip that over and make another notch at the 2 5/8. Okay, I'm going to turn this over here, 2 5/8, and then I'm going to turn this here to 2 5/8. So now you got 4 notches, and what you need to do is make a score line between those 2 notches, and I think I'm going to use my paper trimmer for that, because I can line it up right on the groove of that cutter See this little groove line here? It's a lot easier for me to line those two lines up. So that's what I'm going to do. Line those two lines up right there and just give it a score. Okay, and I'll do the same with the other two lines. Right here and right there. Okay. So now I have this. Let me move this aside and I can show you how we're going to be folding it. Okay, just make sure that, you know, all of the lines are folded back and forth, okay? So I've got these two new lines that are folded this way and this way. I'm going to go ahead and burnish them, and I'll burnish them both ways. Okay, is that right? Yep, that's it right here. Burnishing it both ways. Now, what I need to do is I need to fold these two downward and kind of make this little pointed section here like that. And you'll know you do it right when you got this little pocket here. Not that you're going to put anything in the pocket, but that's how. And you should be even on the bottom here. Okay, so that is how we are going to be taping that inside. We're actually going to be gluing it inside our card. And we're going to take this and we're going to just glue just this triangle here. Okay, I'm going to be using some liquid glue, some multi-purpose liquid glue to do that. And I want to make sure that when I glue this, it's right at the edge of that score line, not above it, not through it, but right at the edge. And so, and you kind of want to make sure you have it right in the middle too, from side to side. And I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm going to put some glue on here. Okay, and it may take a couple minutes for it to completely dry, and that's what you want to do. And I'm going to fold it over, just kind of keeping it straight here. And so when I do that, it should be right there on that line too. Okay, so it's right there on the line, and I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm just trying to keep it straight now because I just moved it because the glue is still wet. I'm going to take that glue and I'm going to fold that over like that. Okay, and I'm looking at it sideways to make sure that it's not impeding on this fold right here. There's nothing that's going to stop this part here from folding inward or puckering out. It's just right there on those seams. Okay, all right, now that's going to dry up a little bit. And until that dries, let's go ahead and do some decorating on our little pop-up. So I'm going to get, let me see, the stamp set that I'm going to use. It's right here. It's called All Squared Away. Okay, and let me see, I have some blocks over here I will use. Let me see, I think we're probably going to need a couple of big blocks, and I'm going to use all 4 designs because we've got 4 sections here, right? Okay, so we'll just use 2 at a time, and the color that I've chosen to use is Granny Apple Green. Okay, so I'm not going to be worried about whether it's straight or crooked or whatever. It's just going to be 4 different designs all the way across, just to give it some color. Okay, there's that one. And there is this one here. Okay, and now I'm going to take my Simply Chamois. I'm going to clean these off. And then I'm going to take these off, put them back in my stamp set, and then grab the other 2. So I've got this one and I have this one here. And so we're going to stamp the other 2. I think I'll put this one right here. Okay, and I'm not too worried with that it's gone off the edge or not, or it's right close to the edge. It is just giving me some really pretty color, and they're the color of my grandson's school. They're school colors. So I made a little mistake here, but I'm going to just leave it like that. It didn't stamp perfectly, but it's okay. Okay, let me put this lid back over here. I am going to need it again, but I'm going to finish decorating first. And now what I have for decorations is I've got these little tags. I'm going to be placing each one of these little tags. Oh, I got to get it unstuck over here. Okay. Right here, and I'm going to kind of do it in a whimsical way, and I'm just going to use some seal adhesive to do that. Let me see if I can bring in my silicone craft sheet here, just so that I don't get glue all over my surface. So yeah, I'm not even going to do it straight. I'm just going to kind of do it a little bit whimsical, okay? Because that's the kind of card this is. It's a little whimsical. That's what pop-up cards are. So we're just going to put them in any old way we feel like it. Now this little tag is a die cut, and that one is from the, it's called, I have it here. I do. Tasteful, what, nope, it's not Tasteful. Oh, goodness gracious. I'll have it on the screen if I can't find it. Here it is right here. It's called the Tasteful Label Dies, and I use this little tag right here, this little tag die, and I just die cut it 4 times for each of these sections here. Okay, so there's that one, and then there's one more, and we'll just put that right here. Okay, now it's time to put our numbers on it. Now for the numbers, I needed to cut out 2 of the 2s, and a 0 and a 1. Oh, 2021, because that's the year he's graduated. And what I did was I used some of the I had that adhesive here somewhere. It is called the foam adhesive. I used some foam adhesive sheets, and I also used this glimmer paper. It's called a rainbow glimmer paper, and it comes I think it comes 12 by 12, but I'm not sure. It could come 6 by something. No, I think it's 12 by 12. But I just cut a 1-inch strip off of this here and off of this here, just to give me some sparkle on this card. And then I adhered that to the foam adhesive, and then I ran it through the die cutting machine with our playful alphabet dies. I used the 2 and the 0 and the 1 in this one here, because there's letters and numbers and punctuation. So let's go ahead. I made stickers out of it. That's what I did. The foam adhesive lets you make stickers out of these. So because I did it so whimsical, I'm gonna try to stay within the I'm gonna try to stay within the middle of the tag. So it's 2021. I can't believe it. I remember when this kid was born. And he is a gem to me. He's a precious young man. Okay, so the next thing I am going to do is I'm going to put these little stars, and I made these stars with that glimmer paper, but instead of using the foam adhesive, I just used the adhesive sheets to make stickers out of it. So I'm just going to place these randomly anywhere I feel like it. I should have 4 of these. I've made stickers out of them. Okay. Good. All right. Okay, so to make it fold, and see how this is going to fold up like that? To make it fold right, we need to now put this on the bottom part of that and on the top part of that. So we're going to be putting our adhesive right here on the bottom, okay, and right here on the top. Just a good amount of adhesive, and then we're going to fold it, okay? So we're matching this up here on that corner, and we're matching this up on the top corner over here, okay? And now if it doesn't feel like it's going to stay there, you can put a little paper clip or something in it just to wait until it dries. But you see how that's going to perfectly match over that bottom paper right there. Okay, these two parts here. I'm just going to let that dry, and well, let me bring it back over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some designer series paper on the top here. Let's see, is that the right one? I think it is. This one measures, let's see, this one measures 4 by 2 7/8, and I'm going to be putting that one right here. Is that right? Hold on a second. I gotta see if that is going to be right. Yep, that's the way it's going to be right here. Okay, I had to kind of fold it, so I'm going to be putting that right here, and I'm just going to use some Tombow Mono adhesive to do that. Not this, that's a seal adhesive. I'm sorry. I know what I mean, but not you. You don't know what I mean. I'm grabbing my seal, not my Tombow, and I'm going to place this right here, giving it just a little bit of an edge all the way around. Okay, like that. Very good. Okay, and so basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna fold like this. And the reason why I have these 3 score lines here is so that when it does fold, it doesn't pucker too much, because I do have some dimension on the inside of the card. You see that? Okay, and now this part here is going to be folded upward, so that I can make the pocket. So the pocket is going to be, I need to put some tear and tape on here, and hopefully, I didn't test it too much with it all put together, but hopefully he's going to be able to take the gift card apart without messing up the pop-up part. I think it'll be okay. I'm just going to use that right there. Okay, and we'll take this off. Let me use my take your pick tool for that. I'm going to take the top layer of this tear and tape off. Oh, something fell over there. I'm notorious for putting things in precarious situations where they topple over, and it scares me half to death. Okay, here we go. And now on this part right here, let me see. I'm going to put just a little strip, but I think I have to recut it because I didn't make it wide enough. Or did I? Hold on a second. Did I make that wide enough? I probably should have taped it down before. Yeah, I probably should have taped it down beforehand. No, but it still needs to be trimmed. But I'm just going to trim like a 1 inch by 4 inch piece, or 1 inch by 3. What is this? This is 3.5 inch. So let me bring up my paper trimmer. This is fun paper. This paper comes from the, it's called the Pattern Play Designer Series paper, and I earned this paper. You cannot purchase this paper. You have to earn it, and this is some really wonderful paper. All of it is colorful on the outside and black and white on the other side, and you get so much of it. Look at this. Look at all this beautiful paper here, all black and white, printed on both sides. It's just gorgeous stuff. And yep, I earned it. I earned this paper for free. And yes, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators can earn free stuff too. Definitely want to think about becoming a demonstrator, because you not only get your discount, but you get to earn free stuff just like as if you were a regular customer. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right here. Okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this saying, this says, "Congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful." And I'm going to stamp that right in the middle here. And I'm going to be using some more of this Granny Apple Green. Had to think of what's the name of that color again? Granny Apple Green. Okay. Yeah, I gotta make sure this is, I think, maybe the first time I've used this stamp. So we're just gonna stamp it down here, and hopefully it's straight. Okay, that's straight enough. And I have these little, what are these called? They're just like little motifs. I'm just gonna put one right here, and one right here. And they come from the same place that those little stars come from. If you were wondering where I got those little star cutouts from, they are from, oops, this is a little crooked. Okay, they are from a die set called Stitch Stars. Look at these. You get all these beautiful stars. They're all have stitching on them and little motifs and little cutouts here. And now I'm going to make a label for here. So let me get out some paper. Okay, I have a piece of, or I did have a piece of, here it is, right here. I have a piece of basic white cardstock, and I have a sentiment, and that sentiment is from Create with Friends, and it says celebrate, but I'm going to say let's celebrate. So let me do that first. Let me stamp it, and then I'll be die cutting it. Okay, so I'm going to just stamp that right here, and I'm going to use the let's. You know what? I think I'm going to stamp it a little bit better because it didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. Okay. Just turn it over and stamp the other side. No one's going to see it. Okay. That's much better. Okay, now I'm going to stamp the let's celebrate right here. Kind of a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I meant to do that, right? Okay, and then I'm going to be die cutting this out of another one of those dies from the Tasteful Labels. And that's this one here. Okay. We're going to just go ahead and die cut this, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have this die cut like that, and what I also did was I die cut another little star with that glitter paper or that glimmer paper. And so I'm going to just I made a sticker out of it using the adhesive sheets, and I'm just going to place that right here, and we're going to pop this up on some dimensionals. Okay, so or are we? Let's see. I don't know, should I pop that up? I don't think I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. I think I'm just going to it has a lot of dimension already, so I'm just going to put some seal adhesive on the back of this, and I'm just going to place it right here. Okay, and now we close it up like so, and when you open it up, when he opens the card, ta-da! Isn't that cool? Okay, so let's work on the front of the card, and for that I have a piece of this Designer Series paper, and this is the In Color Designer Series paper, and I needed to cut it down to 4x4, or is it 4x4? I need to cut like 1/8 of an inch off of it because it's not quite 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So let's do that. Let's cut off 1/8 of an inch. So this is going to be 3 7/8 by 4. Okay. That will make it nice for right here. Okay. But before I do that, I'm going to just try to locate the center of my my paper here. Okay. That is going to be about right here. Is it? I don't know. Let's see. It looks like this might be the center or close to it, because what I want to do is I want to make a little tassel to make it look just like a graduation cap. Okay, so since his school colors are green and white, I'm going to make the tassel white, and I'm going to be using some of our baker's twine. Now our baker's twine now comes, you get 5 little baker's twines like this, black, I think this is Sahara Sand, this is Smoky Slate, and this is Very Vanilla. So and you get the white. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make a real thick, heavy you know, tassel. I'm just going to make a very, very simple one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this piece. It's a piece of cardboard, It was a coaster that I cut in half. It's 2 inches. And I'm going to just wrap it around about maybe 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, just like that. And now I'm going to cut it. Okay. Oop, I probably should be cutting it with some different scissors, like my ribbon scissors, because it's cloth, it's cotton. I think this is cotton. I'm not too sure. Okay. And now I'm just going to bring out a clip for now. One of these little office clips. You can use any kind of paper clip that you have. We're going to just make sure that the ends are clipped together like that, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a piece about maybe 10 inches. Is it 10 inches? Yeah, let's do 10 inches because we can always shorten it. Okay, and we're going to place this underneath all these strands here. And then we are going to make a knot. Just like this. Okay, I'm just going to knot that. Now I'm going to take this clip off so I can knot it real tight. 2 knots. Okay, and now I'm going to take this off. I'm just going to bend the board like that and just take it off. It's a lot easier to do it that way. Okay, so I've got this knot right here, and now I'm going to take another piece of string to make it look a little neater. Just a little piece of string, like maybe 6 inches or so, and we're going to just knot this right here. Okay. Placing that knot just a little closer to that top loop. Okay. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, and I'm going to knot it again. Okay, and now we're going to take it all and we're just going to trim it all like that. Now if you have a needle, you can take that strand right there and push it inside, but we could glue that down. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to glue it down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wire. I'll be right back when I get the wire. This is actually a piece of beading wire, and I am going to take and fold it in half, making a loop out of it, and I'm going to loop this through the hole that I made in my little top hat here. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to just make sure that these two are the same size here. I'm going to grab these 2 strands and put them through the loop and then pull this through. So now I have it through the loop here. See, now I have to determine how far I want my tassel to hang. I'm going to be putting a glue dot there, and then I want to make a knot here on this side. Okay, just a regular overhand knot. It's fine. Just make sure you got it close to the edge here. Okay, and make sure that when you tug on it, let me move that knot just over just a little bit. Okay, when you tug on it, see I don't have a whole lot of string here. I could make it a little bit closer, but I think that's gonna just have to be good enough right there. So when I tug on it, it's not gonna come through. Okay, so what we want to do here is cut this. Okay, and if you want to, you can put a little piece of Scotch tape, which is what I'm going to do. Right here. Okay, so that it doesn't fall out that way. And then I'm going to also take a glue dot, mini glue dot. I take your pick tool, and I'm going to put this right on that little folded one here so it can be tucked away. Oops, like right here, and we're folding it like right there. Okay. And there you go. Now I'm just going to place some seal adhesive on all of these 4 corners. Let's get rid of some of that fuzz over there. Okay. And now bring me the card, and we are going to be putting this with a nice even border all the way around like that. Okay. And now I think I may put a tag on the front of it. I'm not exactly sure. I might just say, hey grad. Maybe I'll do that with some letters, with some more of these letters. I'll do the H-E-Y with an exclamation point, grad down here. Okay. And I'll be right back after I cut my letters, okay? So I can show you what that's going to look like. Okay, so I have die cut hey grad with an exclamation point. I'm just going to take these out. I just used regular Whisper White for this, and I think we'll use our take your pick tool to poke out. I think I'm going to put my silicone craft sheet in front here so that you could see. I'm poking all of these out. So now that I've got them all out of my dies, we'll just kind of lay them here. Let's see, how are they going to look? It's going to look like hey. I'm going to put that E right here. Kind of like that, and then maybe like this. Brad, G R A D. And I think maybe I'll put the exclamation point right here. Okay. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Like that. But let me be just a little bit neater. Kind of whimsical, you know, kind of all over the place. Hey grad. Okay, so I'm going to try to speed this up, and I'm going to take the backer papers off of all of them and just place them where I want them. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is just grab my Wink of Stella, because this needs a little bit of sparkle. Okay, let me make sure. Oh yeah, and we'll just put a little bit of Wink of Stella on all these letters. There is my graduation pop-up card for my grandson, who is graduating, or has graduated this June, and we're going to have a party for him soon. So I hope that we're going to be able to all gather together, because we weren't able to gather together this past year. It's been kind of rough. So, hey grad, and when he opens it up, look at that. Isn't that cool? I absolutely love the mechanism that, I don't know who thought of it, but thank you. This is just the coolest. And thank you to Mimi, because she made a similar card, and I have been wanting to make a card just like this for my grandson. So I hope that you like this video. I hope I've taught you something, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up, and go to my website at www.geoamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. Do some shopping there. All of the tools and supplies that I used are going to be listed in the description of this video. So once again, I'm Jeanette with Geoamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.